inflation aba from true enya stability cedi agina true cedi no ekwan be so na cedi ni fagina ye
okay
enye cedi ni gina keke ekwan be na fa so gina ye Ghana broni be ka se ye exchange rate regime ye fe no manage floating exchange rate regime ya de kire nyina ne se cedi na ho de ni gina nema bienu so demand and supply for foreign currencies and a Bank of Ghana's intervention na Oman bia no cedi local currency be gina na se exchange rate regime ni ye manage floating na se enam demand and supply so na ama agina sa Oman no na ye Oman papa sa asemisia na usidi na ho de no ye ka se ye the cedi na ho de na unyaye no anye sa na ye Bank of Ghana intervention na aba na oteso no chese wabon ho modini bia na sika bi na wo Bank of Ghana ya ana wahwie agum mimi ase na tie say ye demand and supply the ma cedi ne da bia say ne say Dr. Bano South Africa kokra ne ma aba Jordan fe ko China kokra aba abena also ko US akokra aba ye nyina ye $100 $22 million ko dwoma eno ne the demand for foreign currency tie ko dwa so ne se dollar na wo no so a omo wo dollar na omo tone no ombe tone amaye abodene se wa enti so omo tone amaye abodene e de na besi se wo kokra wo ne ma no eba wo so de ba beji abodene na manfo bre
se de be obenya usika be wozime nton moka
exactly ne say yo sunti no e do that situation na Bank of Ghana wo dollars nko ade a wo de ba abontene e betugum se e bera yes answer na global economic turmoil ne ba no yes after 2022 as January na $1 is 20 pesos na ba no 9.9 billion US dollars almost as omo tuogum e de abosi de no buy omo ye ya antentam by July na Bank of Ghana sika ni nyina asa na akaka kredi na eno na August September October see the next year from 8 cedis 20 pesos July no yes that's why na interbank na akwa kuduru 15 cedis some extra ama forest credit akuduru over 17 edi interest na Bank of Ghana ni ahode na ode bebeja so dey e de dollar ni bie dey aba enti so o ka se dollar ejina busa se e de na dollar na ejina enye se bi ejina keke na ni gina na ahode no firaba no wa na e ho na bia me analysis no ene papa what I say me so magina aka se enya aba ne ma sa ade ne bae tama asema me kan August no sika ni nyina ko sign no Bank of Ghana e sha se so opisiken bi abai sa abai ko Tony Gold abai ko Tony Cocoa abai ko nya ekoji loan sika ni nyina ba de fe ne gross international reserves enu na dollar ne pounds ne adade ne gum ne se ekotomire bi na abena epebi George epebi Frankie epebi ne se ebi ni wa na aba na betu agum ade bia so edoso a ne bo ne dey eyefo edisa na ama dollar di ntia dollar na eyefo no no ne di nti na ba sa ye ko IMF ahokire ne ba na ba no ye ne IMF for nkuta hode no mo say the way mo gross international reserves no 2022 no mo fa mu sika nyina de abosi de mo ba ya antinta master like say say no this time around yeah money ebejuma de yakpa mo kwai e ma mo supply more than $80 million nti o sha am IMF e dey say me ma won supply more than $80 million this month Bank of Ghana is going to supply 1.4 billion the dinti na is a Bank of Ghana it supply san wo mo ye ya sa to ne bi ni o mo ye sa anti ye wura afi December 3rd December 2024 and IMF ne finance minister ne nkrofo Rami Nanta ebe transe ya asema make it is in the public domain ejomu kuta gudie no as a 4 days to the general election no and omo be kase sat ne si na saya buru system ya eko no be kase say Ghana yemu so mo ya ade monya almost $9 billion in go the final cro taboro ne edito mo so mo ntimi supply more than 80 no the final cro mo betimi
okay
enti enam sakra no so so be ha it's out na dollar no asaya uko am forest a etwemu system ene ade no unu bi esi ye January na kufa do be kwa within a month no na sidi na nya hode na ba 14 cedi 70 pesos 2000 na kura ne bi mu ka say na kufa do kona 17 na 17 within that month no mu jagum e ma dollar no e ba fo nti abanfo fra ba obeto about 9 billion US dollar ka 2 million dollars nanka omu beto 9 billion US dollars so what I see it didn't say and as I time so I lifted that ban no it instance na ban that the 80 million per month na eba if you Bank of Ghana so e be bosi di ban they started supplying average of what 1 billion US dollar every month.
Okay.
It didn't say see na ho di nya ni boni be ka say artificial nya see di no natural di na ye en sika no mu tugumu no na de ama aboa abawe pan say say medical ka say Tony Gold sika na haneba 2022 na asete no ye den no ukwa mansenja so Tony Gold 1 ounce of gold na ye $1,800 and na last year so for most part of the last year no e koya koburu 6,000 the nature say na first $1 na gold dey buy na e ko $3 the Bank of Ghana dollar na doso ena eka bebreba ye dia ya na Bank of Ghana sesa sika Ghana sika kotua no kenu for yata debt restructuring na we ye no Eurobond ne yedom ka 13.1 billion o mu 4.7 billion o mu twa mu de chai through that negotiation na kenu for yata dia mu ma ye no na ye ni nyina wie no ena eka kesia nka de bia nka afibia ye be fa dia kotua no o mu se no mo economy no mu ni ahodene enti ka bebreba mu betua ne postpone dodo na me nkase yentua yetua ba de yetua ne yeketekete kra ba be 20% pe dodo na ye de ko e free 2027 ko to na nze yira to force be kan say from 2027 ko ye ho be kire ti aba fufu aba o ba no dollar gu ho gold bu ko soro ti utimi supply amasi di ni gina as said that no ya wo yesa nyina sika dodo anka be fade akwa mansenja so ko tua ka no
so now the argument of inflation and then heavy debt obligations in
heavy debt obligations na make it was and say na ubaya na nzom kutua be 700 first near 12 billions
okay
indeed is your debt na nke be kwa bontina kutua no indeed since 2003 to date e kana bebrebe na nka na amateur ese yetua no omu ye renegotiate they don't debt restructuring ye tutuka e akoshe 2027 from 2027 go you know this man Bank of Ghana the 1.4 billion abedwa so de bebo si de ho by 2027 say dollar no say ye nya adefofo bi ensi ama gold no ye ne bo na nkosoro pa e be ye dina ma Bank of Ghana so be nya 1.4 no de abegum you know about it coming back to say the omu ye na me ka say development economies den ka me ka say
nka o de omu
ye ka me masa ne say abanu edi ayini begu mu sa no eye artificial bibi na aya ase kuro tuo na wo de ntimagwede akata kuro no so kuro nu
okay
enu na omu yeyo na because na say gold no bo na take from pe Bank of Ghana ho de no de bedwa so e de dollar no begu no be ko from ama seed na sa sai ba woni ma me fa ho nka ho ma me nwanza no we yemefiri ba bia na ehunya pa na me person ka ba ne ye ne se dollar na de bia ye kodwa so abena ye koje de akọ US George de ko China Frank de ko South Africa ko krane ma sa ne ma no se nka ba ne timi ye nhyehyeye ana sa ne ma no ye bi wo Ghana ha ye fe no local production agricultural sector no koso te bia enkoko anke be kwa ma no ne akọ krane ye na
so no kampo de dog
ene nkoko ketekete no ene nkoko ketekete no me ka bibi emo aye ko amansen dwa so ko kraba eswati ana enna me no ka say import nko from uni be ntia import nko from sidi no ahoden na Bank of Ghana ajiaba from sana ama aji cost sana ama in the eyes of the international Ghanaian consumer no it is cheaper to import it is adi ama in Ghana had e me kwa 5 free amanone it is hard na ye we are building economies of other countries not Ghanaian economy na senka mum instead no senka enjese ne kire say electricity o mobile ya tun la bill da bia ya tun ana nka eba form ama wono o de light ye adwuma etimi enya no fo ye adwuma ni ama o ma produce more ha kanam se ye ne haninti no ka de ekokra ma no ne dollar na ye pekokra no ebe be form the moment a dollar na wo pen no be form no sidi na be nya ho de ne wa bra ye hia ma se Bank of Ghana ne ba be ye that intervention no Until I'm saying, from development economic point of view, no. Monetary policy economic point of view, he is right. But me, Kameka say, Kamema about 10, Cindy Jina, Wabra, a yet demand and supply, no, a yet factories will be a
organic way.
Exactly, factories be no mercy. Factories be no mercy, and I'm saying factories no mercy in the door. And I'm saying, Yaya Nema baby, Nema and get the dollar back up on Traco Cran and $10 bill.
Into the Mamim Bisa say, into San Bank of Ghana intervention, ain't ye good, Anna.
No, and yet Minka say ye good. Say instability no so do so pa e de ahokyere bama e say economy ntina periodically no Bank of Ghana is obedwa so e de bibiku but the wo ye no Bank of Ghana ayama na tra so sabi e de anidie ye minu abasa de anidie ye pa come do yididi na sabi obekọ no obi se come de nto de nsam yenu didi aye Bank of Ghana de nsam yenu ne didi nsam yenu no didi no de say economy no ene say Bank of Ghana ono ane hwehwe mo ma animdifo atena se menua we na dwuma wo ye no we monetary economist ti wote ase che omu atena se hu se bunch of offended Bank of Ghana no ono ane hwehwe mo hu se ye hear inflation of 8% and no na ye the ideal the best for this country
not the 5 points you know
ti se okona country
yes I had still dodo
yeah and na ho na me ban
so it's 8 plus or minus 2
and you say omu say the best at so inflation is 8.
Yeah.
It is US there 1 na. Omo economic structure no different. Where the any 8 no say I say kra no ni kwa say about 10. The baby of 2022 could do 54 na say yeah. And I say above from kra ni kwa say above from
6.
Oh okay.
8 plus or minus 2.
Yes. Oh.
Na Bank of Ghana di enti na wabo ama inflation ba from do ama abo ama eba from na minua ni cheche mo say wa twisika every system omo afase omo ton sika sika no mo ton every bi open market operation ya e na oye Bank of Ghana ko fakra bia no aba say bia bank mo bank in reference
best point
yeah best point me ton sika na best point akono akoto sika nbi o say o meje 100 cedis a film ho afene so a metua at 10% that is a Bank of Ghana 100 na afene so be my there 110 bank bia so airpay mfaso nti ma bank ni nyina tutu mirika ekotobi through open market operation omo yes away no afene so na Bank of Ghana aboka 16.6 billion mini ahwe sika no ayi no sika no motoye no interest rate no mo de ma banks no ko ana ye 16.7 billion na chese sika o mo twifu no ma no doso
ana maton sika de ama o na mesa de interest meji say e de na mesa koboka
say de ndimo mo boka ne say sika no say una best point una 100 cities ti Bank of Ghana nka so hia sika o peso ko twi sika no o pese sika no bebedwom be sika bedwom ne sika ni bu a aboso ka for ton ne ma obi abeko we bia obi abeko say o mo ton ne ma so mo say amanfo gi hwiso mo beto ade a o matutu enti say be ya be ma inflation aba from the ye twi sika free system no obi ni sika de a obi koto na ne ma bo akosoro enam sa yo sunti no ene ma Bank of Ghana eye open market operation nti best point almost 100 cities kombi an komo de be ma jodon fe loan Bank of Ghana say o de mamia maybe 10% back how it is only the common Bank of Ghana official and Bank of Ghana the 110 amount
okay
it sa 10 cities and see who interest rate Bank of Ghana they ma me nka 10% but they ma example sa 10% and na autonomy backless autonomy ma all the commercial banks will be akotobi and no we no aboka 16.7 billion it is aka na oboy no obo ka the critical system no say the be ya won san kan sika ma wontimi nkodwa so ntentem koto ne ma e ma ye ntoto ne ma na why yes ma ya ba be duru 80 ho a ye duru 80 no e sen ka wujaye ye duru 80 ni still na omugu so na omu the open market operation critical ni nyina no na omu sa $20 and now because this month omu be $20 1.4 billion omu de bebedwa so dollar no sabe omu de bebedwa so omu fan ko gu makola ma ye nkosese omu tone omu atwisika nti omu atwisika na ma ene me ne ukase pa mu nkodwo makola omu kodwo ma ye nto aboso kan fo ko omu nto na nsia ma mi ha uko ayi a esirema eburofo ya nto omu buru bayire that dani go am ba yemo na ba uko voter region na mo ya to because you can your
talking about say ye trisika no per the research money business communities now e kasa mo so complain bi na say yes like nya sikana
yeah no question pa no question pa the difference papa no sorry yeah mo research so make us easy akoy ni ena me ko training department or podcast and department nipa 70 omo ho mo twem easy me ko training ma mo akofo da college data ya ne team mo fo no kasa de bia ya mo so ya mo nye bi mo market sabi asem ko mo bi ye news e mo ko hu say the difference ye ntoma de e no kra
eti ye ntwa de no e na ho no mo ma sikana yen kana say
no anu nsi
so me that say
no but over answer but another year na me pese o clarify ma me say die per die Dr. Domfe kan ye no mo factor enu ni nyina per no eye is a business development
development economics
point of view no more factor into monitoring no factor that
me dey remember that say we find through mukakra entuja to say the Dr. Don't Fakai no economists dey share we can never agree we agree to disagree all the time you know we dey a normal academic exercise you share ye obi o economists be aso etiase nti enya ade bi a eye ade foforo on say yes set the parameter of a report na ye no yes set the KPIs key performance indicators e din na ban ne ka se obeye
okay
eni nya aduono nkron 29 e din ene ye de be kire se wo ye ya na se wanye eno ye the data on the ground nti se eno no se oye quantitative study to say ye ya ayana edin se obey so qualitative measure and the best score
exactly
ha enti Dr. Don't fede no ono call the qualitative aspect so hu qualitative ni nchire mu yes ye de ni ye edin ni betumi di akire se yaye
okay at least what they are so abofom kra na
emfa
ne kwan ya wo five
na so kra na akofai na de bofo e de o dia so abofom but Dr. Donfe as a development economist ne person who say aso yi ukowia ye enti me illegal form e na wo de abo
okay
yen de ne pese e be ko if se oye ne sa na eno na say
na say nke nu kwa de no one school be wa
na yes take purely to the quantitative indicators no
say young go one main dia can body our sports
yeah class you discuss say to do kind men no professor body rating wo ho and genuinely Dr. Don't raise these issues
okay
and we came to also agree how no so to say okay we are going purely by the quantitative measures and answer indicators no e be kire say aye nti inflation o ka say beba from to say the Dr. Don't feature no BOG no say 8% plus or minus 2 nti say 8 ni de eye pa
okay
si enya du a enya bad sa e na e bensia so a enya bad sa so nti does it fall within an enya single digit no any say edu a wo si edudu ne de ema no but the church mu no e wo ho to say the Dr. Don't for edituja no na one of the quantitative inchichimu to say the Dr. Don't for the okay ya men ya adwen pa no say offer 2026 budget statement na say okọ the appendices na me kan kire ye for say offer budget say wo kan a enye sebi o brofo na ye twregu bebre no eno ne budget no na appendix won say table bi e wo netifikura won say table bebre bi ya ne bi 2C 3C ne wo di eno ne budget na ankasa
okay
and this minister ka say meyi akwan ewo Ghana memu ha eno de brofo ena waka but o cost that table na ho ne beto say akwan na minister so obeyi no e yampa so obeyi because ho no e beto say ai eye mi kuro mu oboase kwan no minister edisika opepepe ba ako ato ho a parliament gituma ye de koyi kwan no se me ko ho na me hu se minister de opepepe ba ako ato se ye kwa koyi kwan na wo kan ne sa keke there is no direct budget allocation a parliament ba appropriate anu ntino ye begina so ne ye de ayi kwan enti ho any budget no ankasa enti Dr. Don't for argument you make e no kre because offer 2026 budget na in the appendix no aban atro wo ho say Bank of Ghana no sika otwefi economy ni mu no na ye Ghana cedi no opepepepe edusia 60 billion Ghana cedis. And in monetary economics mu no, the moment are buying through the central bank ebe sika bi emu odu to say opepepepe edusia 60 billion no the extra ne say enkasika ebe tena amanfo botom bro ne fa ne say the ebe ma amanfo no purchasing power to say sika ne abrantie sika wo botom a wo bibia akra na wo kon no kra utumi tokeke bu okra tum so obi so utumi tokeke to say sika ehye wo ho ye hu bi de bia sika ne abrantie eno no the purchasing power and they say abuying through open market operation T-bills no emma attractive rates Ghana ni bia cause to say short term instrument to say 14 days T-bills and na makoma kudu na aso to say the doctor do fe twa fonyi no 14% 10% me kuta 100,000 Ghana cedis me de kwakoto bi within abia na edunai ba ko mienu miensa na edu dunai na aso na ebia minya 10,000 Ghana cedis it says can incessant ka betna ne ho na me dey show no me kwakoto because enche bia we enfant work ka na mitwa minya 10,000 abeto so ebia minya sa 10,000 na me dey no kra be yedin ebe yesu nti within that period no sika e was enka etna amanfo ho nanka omodi edi etonnioma no says sika no ekodi apansem nti ekoba ne sa na purchasing power no aba afom say above from say the actually say enipa bebre na entumi demand for goods and services or pepana say de beton no man eni ho nti eno no de no o kirem say baame o ton bancha no ton body and o ton toma ne beka say inflation is single digit and so say na ye to menoma afi etwem no enti say sia eno ene asema o ka ho asem no but de no o kirem a meseme be so say enka ye say ne wo kan ne ye pa no eye organic ne be kire say ebia dim organic ne the protocol is say market forces demand and supply in the padodo say ene pe enioma no dodo say ene wodwanem say enioma no dodo no ebro ni pe no so automatically price ye de ebe kofom bi say tomatoes me fentwan fo hia utumi kodwum ento say boo
say the tomatoes mbuye
the cafe me more example to what ento say boo no yetumi fa bucket ma yes 20 cedis ebi mu krato de be chef fridge bu keke so won say ne asamote enam say ebu no because production ekosoro ento so no abatoto na enti eno bo say ene born akofom ti ye compute inflation for infant say tomato bo say tomato inflation be den ebeba fom see fa ni general say aduane a na say aduane no ekuaye atumpon ekosoro na say aduane ebua ye compute eye food inflation opo say food inflation no ebeba fom eno no nye de abine through the central bank atwisika all trisika no de atwisika eno na Dr. Domfe eka ho asem no and the inflation we are seeing no and driven by purely market forces but as a result of excessive intervention by the central bank into the Bank of Ghana now report or the be two that actually say oboka and 2025 oboka say 2024 nimpa obey health economy no say enye no eno kire wo say abano ye excess open market operation just say or the ni tumi e de ahye nsa no eyi sidi no dodo na free economy ni mu no na eno nso no eye sika na wo de ye free say e wo say umma eye nsihu a fe eye akono ansa na nipa no ede ni sika no abrew sense hu no say eye 14 days eye 91 days eye 180 days na de akosoro cry 360 days no 365 days no eso a e wo se wo tua sense hu no o kofa sika no wo he na wo de atua ti eno ne losses na ye hu no into bedru baby no na wo se biogi no kura gold e wo ho no oton bi na oye den or the offset open market operation no eno ne de Dr. Domfe etremu no and to bon say yes macroeconomic indicators no ya akono efe and so there was in kadebano entumi farmer ni nchiremu no de making ebiemu some macroeconomic stability no attractive e was say enka etumi twi foreign direct investment and also edeba ni padodo na to but what they to 2024 de no ho figure no enso sure kase bia enhyeda enim but also in terms of the variables, inflation, reserves, CD to dollar no rate na. It was it me chimane tra me etieno. It was say to the investor no economy no do was stabilizing no, but the investor no onya convince say through market forces and yenya sadie into as or to check the
investors put consider all these if we say either say the real markets no momo na me yetimi all these indicators.
In fact, abena so okwa brochira some of the countries they have what we call investment or financial clinics. Inti so obi person obaga na kura no di misika be uraga na okoko somo na muni mudi te se dia kamene Dr. Odom fe no ma freye no mo ya trust me ya church mo ye. That is what they do. So investors are rational.
So do you think say now no say investor be eba be invest hugely? There's a possibility so be workana.
And yes sir, but they are cautious. On say Dr. Odom fe kasembi. On say once it is not purely by market forces, so offer the current macro indicators now to say open market operations, to say stability of the cedi, and I said the appreciation of the cedi and more than a to dollar now. Purely most of purely driven by external factors. External factors in business, a business gold boy a cost, and when you Ghana buying any determine.
Okay.
It is a gold boy a cost. Let's say when you see Cabe now, ultimately, the baby china or see the net, none more than costra. The investor need be some who say the market is bullish in economics and a friend, and I say in finance. Say a cobasa or trebino, gold boy a teba for Musia read na afi wonya sesi kanu do na fa hye na se die na sidi no ebeye okay what you say eno ne sa nioma na wo odwendwen ho no and it creates what we call market uncertainty and na dwimu no eye ne tantan and nyasa obebo ka per se but on said anya sure say me be long term investment let's say we esia na me ya ne dey okay obi so ya risk averse no so be dey say emfa ho meba but do you risk or you risk averse no e be ka say baby adede o se metumi hwe ne ye kakra ene me hwe ne be emfie mienu kosi miensa say tumi gina de a ene na maba enu nti na yen hye dey hu the actual no say reflect on the ground
pe dey say see kasa wo kenyina no o kan na wa compare o kan no so you think say it's so unfair for aban be kase oh mama meto economy na eye enti say no company say bia eye mo assessment a mo ye say mo kan mo mama even this figure enye fair na to what extent and at what point and as aban AJ maybe blaming the previous administration and then accept full responsibility ewo amemwa na sense kasema ekoso
abena say abanaka say obeto the president maybe or can say criminally managed economy na menene nyadwe
okay
because president be inherited IMF economy na IMF failed economy na at the time abanda than a power no na inflation na as at 2022 Dr. Adofeka na 54.1% na at aba 23.8%. It shows averagely no between 2023 and 2024 no, on average afibia no inflation etiba from 15%.
Okay.
Into so obekaya in 2024 July the World Bank and the IMF the report to be banned abonting omo can say in 2025 Ghana's inflation will attain a single digit around 8% thereabouts obekaya they say looking at the rate of inflation dropping if it is continuing on that trajectory now let's say in 2025 so a better 15 now by the close of 2025 you be 8% it say if this trajectory is true and indeed when the NDC government inherited office we saw the same trajectory happening now. It would be extremely unfair for the president to say obeto criminally managed economy. Again, obeto gross international reserves are about $8.98 billion, equivalent to 4.1 months import cover. I mean, that is the standard So we call IMF program for any country.
3 months.
3 months.
And our 4.1.
What broso was me back? NBA na watch back.
That's economic.
Bibisa. So be catch me say that economy has been criminally managed. Ebiemu inheriting.
Ebiemu West African convergence criteria. But if I cast them, also your debt to GDP ratio shouldn't go beyond 70% ratio.
Yeah.
You came to meet it at 61.8%. And let's say you were far below the 70. Meanwhile, in 2008 concern prices, it was 32 Kufuor left. And President Mahama Mills moved it to 73 before you left. And so, if you came back and in the new constant year prices 2013, you met it at 61.3 and you complain, that is a problem. You left about 6 billion and reserves. You came to meet it closer to what? 9. And you assisted the 6 that we left in 2016, and you telling us that 6 is higher than 8.98.
So, I've been back when I come back. I bind by her trade, the friend said debt restructuring. Then me said, now what you cry, you were to force the better to say they are finalizing it. That restructuring, what you're saying. I've been my baba hobbies. The my bar was a CC, baby, my holy Druno. Mean to mean to Abessian mamma. Inti Abana cried the way Bruni won't take Ghana, and to wow, you Bruni, I would tell British the Udiusika. Inti Bessiane Titruno. Well, one anchor Sabessian and the boy in a crime is a can also handsome, mammy. Ninsi Hunuso, I was so what so mammy. And no, doctor, don't fake I say almost 4.5 billion at the chair. Na sikana I was say what is one no can say piano crown. I've been able to me say piano here. I just was sama me bre. I bre me do no. I've been out the make was say 2027 March and sana match as say me PSS kanama. Enti ube inherited such an economy Bruni be can say that economy no are creating the much needed fiscal space. So sika I was in kawucha na wo de kotuaka no says kan ontumi fa kotuaka nyesa wontuaka be kade do na no onfa enkosem entua obetumi enya ho na wo de aye ntuntundwuma
wo say wotie so a wo say communicators some call we came to meet a junk economy. I'm pretty sure say
so and no economy is run junked. No economy.
Obama me 1 minute now. On me papa. The can say junk economy.
I say you rating a B+.
Economy no. You can junk economy. The total economy no. Yeah, we interest ni we rating say. President Kufuor term. And na ye share say you nya better rating. Eurobond. Ye shall say ko 2007. Na ye team qualify. Ye ma nye say betimi until 2007. And now yes, as in your rating, President Kufuor Koja B+ with negative outlook. That's where he left it. And now President Mahama Mills by Oman Timia maintaining what outlook Biafra Standard and Poor. There were 3 outlooks. It's President Kufuor B+, positive, stable, negative. And the 8 years of Mills Mahama, it dropped from B+ negative outlook 8 years. Mills Mahama.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
It dropped from B+ with positive outlook, no. It dropped by B with I'm a positive here and me, B with stable here and me, B with negative here and me. Yeah, by B- with positive here and me and now B- with stable here and me and now B- with negative. That is where we were to April 2015. And the man you compare. You call IMF. So that the global BBNC. It will be minus negative now. At one step. Now what yes see you on the junk. Who do see or not? The chance say unye credible, unye credible worthy. Because I mean exactly the danger at all. So I mean at the end of my do sa brain. Around 2016 now, President Mahama April 2015 now dear bar B- with negative outlook. You call IMF no be kon na B with stable B- with stable outlook. Na kufa do beje September 2019 na you will be with stable outlook. Na say yasabe yenim pa. And na COVID by then say people be serious. Na woni ma dia e ma na ye problem. Ansa na kufa do beje aman abenwa no. Na ya deka ma Eurobond ya de no ebe ma cho no ne ntimi ntuenti no. the then finance minister kwako pek and TBS wo see enko bobu siame guma your friend a sinking fan that was when we started borrowing to pay oko bobu siande akotiaka the year 2021 and you could do COVID 2020-2021 na you could do COVID mono and the koba say one day international rating agencies Moody, Standard & Poor's, they all jointly downgraded 46 countries in the world, including countries in Southern America, Africa, and then Asia. In the process, the Ghana, yes, so I'm a downgraded team. Guys, I did TV3 afternoon, news. They engage me. Mama can send Ghana, we are in for trouble because red light no more that than your bobusia the triabusia. It is one red light say yintimi nko baby e ko bobusia be triabusia ne dia e be ye serious. Enti tama omu downgrade ye na no na ye ni tumi say ye be ko iwe bon wa ye ko bobusia be triabusia no. Enti na me che say ye ni akwanya be tria and that was the junk status. So what I say. But no 2022 o ba ne ade na no na ye debt restructuring na Eurobond on an 13.1 billion since 2007 to the time and problem about 13.1 billion US dollars. And now almost years almost move 4.7 billion actually. Okay. Now the Kana the be able to accommodate the coach. It you know na ye and saying we ratings na bana. Ubens almost say rating economy because of a successful debt restructuring. Who started the debt restructuring? Wasn't kind of reactor. And then Anta came to continue, and then the new finance minister has also come to continue. So the idea you will say, you know, we are not there because somebody has done anything so unique. We are there because the debt restructuring, and economy collapse. And no be DDEP, domestic debt exchange. Don't lose you me pamchom fanchame. Abane you have to. Also we are. Let's say a situation na we are a friend malaria. What's malaria do say na pa ya hunu bi o ne e de sichire dia o ha wose onu ma sichire na e de pa ba do be wu unu malaria de na enwunu na e sometimes ni person unu de enwunu ti ya nu sa de enwunu na ye hu toye okay and ma abanfofo ba it is omu be ka say into I have always been challenging them so mo ba and what different policy are they the
way
I can say omutimbe omudese omaya de
do do because omunye bibia extra
omaya bibi those are me can say
now no momaye hu e de na mususu say abandada ne ye ya na enya abanyi ba ya waba beye ni ye ama enei na hotobi aba bibisa o
in fact
doctor don't feel
the mechanic say the mechanic say
me ameba also
ade am bo aban ya ba so ne say the most of the policies and program the economic recovery path ade ana abandada do e ka so obeye no obeto so the former minister of finance or the BBF say PC peg ebaye PC peg no and IMF no enioma na abandada no de agu kwam se saa enioma ba ko mienu miensa na ye be ya enu ntino ye betumi ayeden abegina de bi na ne gina no piti se some expenditure rationalization ne keka ho abai we so buy the same thing and I say finance minister aka enti eho no de mebo abana ba se for continuation no wa atoa aso
yenya
so faso
okay
but in terms of say policies and programs say they be because in economics na bena policies and programs have what we call lag periods as anything set me implement policy and yes me implement policy ni ya no ade chen na me nya so faso udua banchia just nsuo togusu just wo don ho bibi sa na economics no implement policy a etre nti betumi kra implement policy wa hwa wa kra wo implement policy no wo nya ho faso obi oba be inherit onu no be nya ho faso so nti eya eho no se amanfo make arguments say policies and programs and turn the economy now round and my dream ye men na kakra say what is even the lag effect Do we know the large effect of those policies? We don't know it. So how then do we conclude say no and turning the economy around? So certainly no a continuation of what someone did. And then what be a day twice so and no na am I then ye ko yin. Once I don't say I buy we sit why exit IMF. In fact, time I buy that and IMF. I buy we that no or your position. Omo mechi pa. But once I buy exit IMF no still I know was signing on to non-financial agreement. Yes. The same time we say IMF in here, it should tell you say bibi wo ma e de emfaso e brɛ. So we say na adenete no. Eno nti na wo wie ye no kra no. When fibu but was signing on to non-financial agreement. But no opposition no na o say enye. Eno de Ghana politics ha na ye ni let me say e was ye used to it.
There be as I say you
can say. So but to sign on to it no should tell you say na adena me say nyene adena me fi mu na sela no me say omo de omo ntirechire no omo moa me ntoto neoma and no tro say na bibi wo in terms of the continuation there metumi abo aban no abaso but avia ba konso a within the macroeconomic space no aban no aya and we exchange rate stability. Let me say what cedi to dollar NPP jana 14.7 per BOJ report. And now this year ejina 11.47. That is the last time I checked about 2 days ago. And because abano aya. It is a fact. And MPP ja reserves almost 9 billion. And abano abepeja de ko ene kasa ejina 13 billion. Almost the 4 billion ababeka 9 billion no. Enti why ade? But why ade no nkyere se obi anya ade. Fi se obi ne emma yenya 9. Senkana 9 ni ho a enka wo nke ne ka 4 pe na wo. Enti 9 no ebeka 4 na wo de aba no no. Na ama ye 13. Enti untumi nkasa de ode 9 gu ho na de 4 beka wa anya ade. Ebiem a domestic gold purchasing program. Eno da emi say eno do send any 3 days. BOG governor eco parliament. Emi say Omama ye ntie asem tro for manko ye pamu mu fi ho se ma mu ntie. But the day ya so toto for mo no. Ye te wo enframa mu say governor no ebe kan wo fi o say ade ba ko ama sidi na gya na so sa gold purchasing program. Why ene de bae abanda da no ene start ye ene NDC abamba ye wo atwa so emfa ho ni din foforo a wo de beto so no se wo to gold afiga na ma it's still domestic gold purchase. It doesn't matter the name you give it. In rebranding you betumi aye but o painti Benz blue a eye Benz o painti no red a eye Benz o painti no yellow a eye Benz emfa ho ne color any din ade beto so no the policy still remains say yen to gold ni yen fan hye ye sidi na chi na ho di nyina eye obi ne de sanim de ne bae enti untumi nkase sa nipa no wa amon ho moden se sa nipa no anya sa from independence up until 2022 na ye gold e won nyina eye 8.7 ounce tons 8.7
tons
tama abanda da me kono na ye twam 30 tons ena NDC bayo omo be pije mu call 38 ena open market operation asina became because BOG governor there or the nchemu by say a diversification of portfolio but no there na ka e wo simple bibiri so say menene nya adwen I didn't na menene nya adwen menene nya adwen to the point say last 2 weeks CNN at the report by say most central banks across the world to gold do now because they see the US dollar to be a risky currency. Risky currency in the saying Donald Trump nioma oye no emma eye one hour nim sika sem to ho eni gidie wo dollar ni say hey what na wo say me giant to ka adechi na to pa ye foforo enti ekobasa na ma breaks no omo demand for dollars ni ade na ma dollar denominated assets no aye say amount for ay3hu ekobasa na ma dollar na ahode e ba fom enu nti no central banks be brain na no tete do boy say kombe invest in dollar denominated assets no e gold mumu na omo to enti say sana economy of the world na ko gina de ya eye den na wo be ka kire me say within this space what they will turn gold now they are $dollar denominated as it doesn't make any economic sense na me the missing chichimo wo ha say the BOG excessive open market operation, and in fact if you read a report now on one kasa de betu jana say gold this kana e buy and no boa ye ma some of the losses omo de offset ye and into no omo ton ye e de chimu enti center 30 tons senenka eni ho a enka obi de ne wanya edun woche ene etire bi esemienu aton na odi asupporto eye wo finances it is an etie de a ontumi me kire mu nkire me say saa aban no anani peku a omo ye saa de no wo ma omo homoden aban de obia ba obia won ne nso President John Dramani Mahama waba part 1 da obenya ne nso under him in 2014-2015 ebena se kwaya IMF. Under President Kufuor, also benya benefits of the IMF no be inherited in 2017. In 2023, we went back to the IMF. And President John Dramani Mahama announced Asaba be inherited another IMF also a repeat benefit. So they say, "Oh, can I say aya enye?" Maybe they make can say, "Amanyo semana yeye Ghana no." Yema enukredie emrem na ehunte. Baby, any pana ya de say the score ye nya ye no. Baby, any pana deserve 10 of amano. Baby, I deserve 1. What the man now the nchiremu nti o de 1 buy. But say your money nyina to focus one ya de ni nyina wunya 0. Na ya nye intellectual analysis. And no ade ba ko a amanyofo a wo mo so wo akire no hweye te se pese ye tumi magana no ebe ye krabehwe de a enukredi e wo se dem abramefa ba ko etwa to enchiro. So we say abane buy no or say any policies and program me the indicator ba na we dey me 2 million me chire ya chire wo or say any policies and program last month or so Minister of Finance at Forson Yura Dr. Ato Forson e dey betu just say abane no kobo obesia 17 billion me say what is asking me e na di tue adwuman foka nti obi a the policies and program aba asesa Ghana economy ama revenue mobilization ejina ne na so then akobo be 17 billion between your salaries. We dem nka say yimanu be ho so wo hwe me pa. So, and extra was say sinto bi e wo baby still. Na sinto a e wo Ghana economy ni mu no eye sinto a e frasie 1958 just after independence. Revenue mobilization ya ade baako and diversification yentumi enya ano adru. It is an offer on 2026 budget na or can na in the same 2026 budget no can in November 2025 no or the two just say revenue na aban no target no 162.6 billion within the first 3 months no eno ne sika no ho anim so benya enso sika onya ye no 154.9 billion. And in terms of the difference, now about 7.7 billion. Just within the first 3 months. The then will be our policy go akwema asesa se ne nyesika na yenya sa problem so tell me try say enya ade unique bia it could be say you are now benefiting from the lag of the previous administration and again in so no because of the much needed fiscal space na ya create amawo under the debt restructuring into no when ya akwan etumi dada wo ho anka untumi nya ebra etwam aban dada no akra asase no onya so the community into edru wa na wo the credit no so eden amano but say o ka say wanya hwe kra de a e ho no de data no and support sa argument say yankomo na he de na so ya benaso papa nti de ma memamo eni tete aduasa na yemfa wrap up se bia nche bia na bibie ne na yen wrap ne up na yen
me chia me near baby also Rose I'm Spinters Road.
Okay.
Auntie Rose, yeah, good morning. Now immediately just give me a minute to say many ya adwen pa obi obeka say abawe obai onye we no no kra na oka say be predators na yesore ne kra na etimi nya akwanya betena he say aba na say nye interior ministry na ya adwuma ana security situation anta wontimi ma
okay
ndenya no kra ba me say me kasa na minim de meka okay bibi e fe ni PCP post covid recovery mean economic recovery program is a time inya am problem no ye di nneema bi ye kunchie nneema bi gu am krata so say ne be restructure your debt ye be disika say ye be say sa kwa na ye be ni nyina no sa ne ma no ne de koma an IMF na the intra ya na me yes so passionate about it and they say sir anamon na finance ministry true ye no I was like a consultant to the ministry.
Okay.
They were always consulting me, my ideas. I mean, I wasn't alone. We were a group. The kind of way I work with us.
Okay.
So, entino na minim poten say ye the say. And all these in the you know by December 2024. No. Na economy na say the 2022 no say 2022 na nema say pa.
Okay.
But be kan kra e do 2024 na nema ayeye kakra. Yeah 2024 no apart from the petrol boy. Yeah and you better na the petrol boy for I didn't man boy for. President Mahama oye State of Nation address also buy into to your pension normal petrol 1 liter akọ 10 cedis. Okay, I need 2 months and antokwasi ya petrol no bono cost 15 per liter. Clearly no adeba kwa ma ba kuno ye very unpopular and say petrol no bono ekosura Russia Ukraine won chance no ekosura ko do $121. The ma petrol boy the petrol so bi na koto betone the bakro te from BDCs o ma no de be ma OMCs BTC shell gold ne ada adenti ono koto na board o beto na board it is over on say tema president Mahama eko ye State of Nation address na sometimes on the global market na petrol 1 barrel na $58. Eti petrol na ba be do 10 na nye president Mahama ho de nko na de ba ho onso na nsin a Iran de ba yi petrol na za ko 15 ho ndi na nsin paprika so janto ko ya eti ba 13 point something is ko ande ko ma hunze asa ko soro kakra eja tram ora ozo akon ozo eja ye ka chere obe nyu na onye nyu no obi ka je ne mame ebe nyu onye nyu no ase o de santo kwasem ya daje na heavy ase. In fact, adeba kwa magane na economy say ma bika I mean the global you know affiliates though so be won say Cote d'Ivoire akwa IMF ucho be do Ghana ko Togo ko amana e call IMF na nya agro Cote d'Ivoire kwa do no more 2 programs so what I say Togo e call Ghana ko countries be wo Africa ko and am say we are say ye ntokwa ya sa Putin ya ndi yesere o ya o ntu o mo na de ye nyina mi na ye be wo
dog obi the message about say as an analysis how ye nyina ti aban
ndi so me kan
opposition kwa still a whooping no abem so whooping
yeah I catch the back cross me ne on ka say NDC de be ka 42000 okobu da say denti no mo de be ka 42000 me ye aduma ma NDC sir me ye aduma ma wo me ye aduma ma obi a party bia NDC me no ka say Professor Ali Duseidu tama papa wu ya Tamale Central MP ko chan helicopter mo nya problem papa na wakusi na ne o na ye NDC MP for Tamale Central madam for pan me ni ye aduma ema NDC abai o mutua ye ka no I party e ka 42000 bepim se no mo ntua no nyam ntua me kire se MPP na so NDC o mutimi frame ma me koye economic lecture ma o one of my lectures papa bi ye friend Kwampepra why minister for so long okay
into we don't say what to when you said yes me no
Kwampepra o say George I'm overwhelmed with the kind of knowledge you have in Ghanaian economy because lecture ma o Mami Zanka say TV3 because she has a tepe. So what I say? The tepe akama ubiate say George Donfe is very good in economics. He called me and said George, you are an asset to the country.
Wow.
Free SHS, a policy, and I'm no policy, a campaign promise. Those days now around 2018 me kasi the NDC MPP for si di matemo and me na we mu di matemo na enfana kwa me de meka
yo
me da wati fo nyina ase na ni tutu my encourage Ghana fo a ye report ba bonten no and they say obu ebia the media atro and wakan report no available online.
Okay.
Omon fa no omon kan yi na omon te methodology na se se na be yes obi kan se bi enye no kwese na mabetena chima mu ha da final na ono so etumi aka be mu so meda obi a ohwe bi ase